I'm Mike Rios. My project is the College of the Creatives Cabinet. I'm one half of Mother Father Design. We want to do work at the intersection where culture, design, and technology meet. We want to use that to kind of tell stories that matter and that help make the world better.
My name is Maggie Jensen. I am the graphic designer and, I guess, #1 sounding board.
My name's Stefan Silvers. I'm working on College of the Creatives. A lot of the branding and marketing and helping with some of the design and story elements.
The idea behind the project has been incubating for a really long time.
We've done a lot of corporate work. We've worked for a lot of big companies. We didn't feel like we had any equity. We didn't really own anything, and we just weren't satisfied with the design that we were doing. So we really wanted to go out and make a name for ourselves and do things that we felt mattered.
And that's where the first inklings of the idea for the arcade cabinet came from. So a cabinet that was based in nostalgia and also mystery and also beautiful. And it sat on the back burner for a while, and it didn't get made. And then fast forward 3 years later, Trump was elected president, and proposed slashing the budget to arts in general. So everything from public radio to arts and schools, just like across the board.
After the election, we wanted to do something that was more important, or as an outlet for the anxiety that we were feeling. And as the project had been developed, as it was developed, we felt like we had a good call to action, and it really lined up with the project goals that we had. We are making the College of the Creatives Cabinet. It is a technological artifact that is being sent to socially conscientious, influential, and creative, nerdy type of creatives. And we're sending that to them with the intention of giving them an authentic experience. It's kind of made for them, but also with a call to actions.
Being able to create mystery boxes and something tangible. People love to have something that they can feel and be a part of in this digital age where that's being lost.
Mike had this idea to make this arcade cabinet an initiation tool to a secret society whose goal was to save the arts and protect the arts.
Paris at the turn of the century was a magnet for every young artist. It was a laboratory where the first great experiments in modern art were taking place.
The whole backstory goes back to Gertrude Stein in Vichy, France, and why did this group start? It started because they were artists. They weren't fighters necessarily. And, it includes all of these artists, these mid-century modern artists that kind of start in World War II and travel through McCarthyism and the Red Scare. So this box is actually coming from somebody who was part of that group, who was part of the group to protect art during McCarthyism. That's the reason why the box looks the way it looks. It looks like it came from the 50s or 60s. We borrowed kind of the industrial design vernacular of old radios and old TVs and just old electronics. We looked at so much stuff. We tried to be as true to that as possible.
Having worked in and around a shop, I know that I need access to a certain set of tools. I need a shop bot to mill some of the parts. Right now, I've been prototyping for about a week and a half, having a laser cutter to iterate really quickly and cut out and then build models and mock-ups has been so invaluable. Just the opportunity to have this tool set here, to have a resident engineer who you can say, hey, I think I screwed this up, or I don't know how to do this, and having them kind of steer you in the right direction is incredible. And to have that here in a space with all those tools is just, people pay big bucks to do that. So this is an incredible opportunity. I didn't have a lot of experience with 3D printing or modeling. I played with modeling stuff post-art center in my career, but never to the extent where I have to build something that I'm then going to 3D print, and it's going to be maybe this big. So when you start to do that, your modeling has to be pretty precise. So coming here to the lab, having the benefit of having dedicated CAD stations, and then like literally 6 or 7 3D printers, like I got pretty proficient pretty quick.
I think the biggest obstacle is delivering it. The way that we're delivering it requires like a lot of mystery and cloak and dagger and a lot of things that we can't control. So kind of once we send it off and we package it up and we send it off to, you know, these people of influence, we don't know what's going to happen to it.
I know that they were concerned that I wouldn't be able to get it done because it was so complicated and had so many moving parts. And like for me, I derided a lot of pleasure, and like it was a challenge. I was like, okay, then I have a month to prove you wrong. I'm going to do that, and I did it in 3 weeks. What am I doing with the project now that we're leaving the lab? That is tough. I don't have the answer just yet. We're leaving the lab with 6 cabinets. We had lofty goals to make 50 and to have them fully featured and functional. Again, somebody that doesn't like being told kind of what to do or that I can't do something. I know that we set out to make this really beautiful thing. And there's definitely like a tech lust there when people see it and they're like, I want it. And that was never the goal with this project, was to make something that we would sell.
It's about creating an emotional connection to something that's it's just stuff. Like, who cares? But if you can make it, you know, this object of value, like that changes your relationship with the product.
So we want to be able to use that to hopefully mobilize this nerdy, influential, and socially conscientious group of creatives to kind of get out there and protect art and culture, to talk about a creative's right to free speech, to basically make sure that art and culture is being protected and championed.